For the next part of this training session, we will create a 3D composite in the Action module. Press Escape to access the source area. If editing is activated, click on it to deactivate it. Select the Action menu. Click on the Load option list and make sure you select the None option. Hold down the Alt key to reset the Action module and click anywhere on the source area. This will bring you inside the Action module. Let's start by changing the duration of the action scene. Click on the duration field and enter 16 frames. Then press Enter. Now let's bring some footage inside the action scene. Under the Media tab, double-click the media strip. This brings you to the Edit desk. We need to choose a front and a matte for this media layer. Let's bring the backplate element first. With the front red cursor, select the backplate comp. You have to click on the top left corner. Now the cursor turns blue for the matte. Select the backplate matte. Let's continue to bring footage inside our action scene. So again, double-click the new media strip, and on the Edit desk, choose the Car Wires clip as the front and the matte. The wire clip doesn't look very good, so let's improve it by changing the blending mode of this image. Click on the Object tab to access the image attributes, and under the Surface settings, change the blend mode to Simple Add. Let's also change the transparency. Click on the numerical field to enter a number. 65% would be fine. You can also click and drag the transparency slider. Now it looks better. Let's go back to the Media tab, and now let's add our model clip. Double-click New Media and select the green screen element as the front and the model matte as the matte. To zoom out the view a little bit, use the zoom slider on the right side. Click on the Object tab and use the Position X slider to move the model on the left side of the scene. To match the look of our scene with the final shot, we need to desaturate the model. Click on the Media tab to access the layers. Then select the layer that contains the clip model and double-click the CC cell to access the color corrector. Then we simply need to set the saturation value to 0. When this is done, return to Action. As you can see, many tools are available directly within the layers. Next, we're going to add a 3D text to the scene. Go in the Object tool bin and double-click the 3D text node. This will add a tiny little text in the middle of the scene. Click on the Object tab to change the attributes of that object. Let's start by increasing the size of our text. Click on the Size field and change the value to 350. Then click on the Text field, delete what's there, and type instead the name of the model, which is RASA, and press Enter. We also want to change the font. Right now we're using a font called Discrete. Click on the Font field, and in the browser, change the font type for True Type. Select the Bodoni Bold font and click Load to load it. I promised some 3D text, but this is still a flat object. So let's add some depth to it. Click on the Depth field and enter a value such as 20. To reposition the 3D text in the scene, use the axis controls on the left. You can reposition it in the middle of the scene and put it in perspective using the rotation Y value. As a quick note, the shading option is on for this scene. You can find these options under the Setup menu. As well, we're using Z-Buffer off. Let's continue. To help the integration of the 3D text with the other elements, we're going to relight the scene. Go in the Objects tool bin and double-click the light object. A new light is added to the scene. Bring the light closer to the camera by increasing the light position Z value. You can also manipulate the light directly on the viewer. You can add as many lights as needed.